אז מה הבא? תבואי עוד 10 דקות יותר מוקדם אם אין לך זמן.
Okay, let's learn.
Learning is the
Todas
only thing.
Hashem Tamima. Yes.
The only thing.
Okay, let's go. Let's bounce back to the beginning of the simon, and let's have it very clear. It'll take us another week. It'll take us another week. Nicht gefährlich.
The Seudah will be in Kiddush.
Yes.
Be a Kiddush and be Seudah.
And the emissaries last night, the end of the Shiur, people were saying, Shh, what are you talking about? Never heard? Okay, never heard doesn't mean. Never heard means never learned. But just like there's a bracha that expires memakim and mizman lazman, the same thing Kiddush. Chazal made a special thing. They want the Kiddush to be b'makom su'ah. And there's for many, many reasons. And there's details in it.
I don't
So
know where I learned it, but some people say, okay, so let me be shoygig. But then when he goes to the Beis in Shemala, no, you were supposed to learn it. There's no shoygig.
yes.
If you didn't learn it,
Yes. If you're learning it, so it takes time.
but if you
Takes
didn't learn
time.
it and you say, oh, I'll be shoygig.
No, it doesn't work. But if you're learning, you're learning. It takes time to learn.
Yeah.
Siman Reish and Gimel Shia Kiddush b'makom Seudah Sif Aleph. In Kiddush ala b'makom Seudah. Kiddush has to be b'makom Seudah. Shem Kiddush b'bayzeh. You got it?
Yeah.
Siman Reish and Gimel.
Amud Reish Mem Vav.
Parrots, it's Siman Reish Ayin Gimel. You got it? You get in there? Okay, good. In Kiddush ala b'makom Seudah. Kiddush has to be b'makom Seudah. Shem Kiddush b'bayzeh v'achal b'bayzeh. If you make Kiddush in one house and then he decided to eat in the other house, if he, I don't care if he had matchila bedas beferish die bei Sache, ben Kiddush al das lechel bei ze, beachtig lechel bei Sache. Or he said he make Kiddush al das lechel bei ze, and then he changed his mind. Either way, tzi azoi. He's not Yoitza. He's not Yoitza. And he has to make Kiddush before he's going to eat in the other bias. Shenemar, as it says in the Pasuk, the Karas Shabbos Einig, that you call Shabbos Einig, and the Pasuk says the Karas Shabbos Einig, but Chacham said that the Karasa means you should make Kiddush. The Karasa Shabbos should declare it Shabbos. And Chacham said, B'makam Einik, so the Shabbos Sham Tei Kriyas Kiddush. Over there should be where you make Kiddush. And for sure, that if a person made Kiddush without a Seudah, Kiddush. It was not Yotze Kiddush. Because Kiddush is not enough that he made Kiddush. It has to be B'makam Einik. B'makam Einik. The Emes says poskim for different reasons. The Alter doesn't bring the other reasons. The Gemara never says a reason. We learned the Gemara. The Gemara doesn't say a reason. The poskim say 2-3 reasons. One of the other reasons the poskim bring is that it's not so choshev when you have a cup of wine. Have a cup of wine. But when you have a cup of wine in a meal, you had fish, you have meat, you have farfel, you have dessert, and then you pick up a kais of shal yain, and you say the Kaddish Shabbos, it's kashivas. But stamazo, you picked up a kais of wine and you said Mekadosh Shabbos is nitazoy choshev.
What if Kiddush
But that's not the
and
Alter Rebbe's reason, huh?
Kiddush and Amoichi,
Right.
but not food.
So we're going to learn the details soon. It could be Kiddush and just have moitz and eat one kazayas. He could eat Kiddush and eat a few cookies. He can make Kiddush and eat a drink at a vias of wine. But because that's but that's a part of the Seudah, because he already ate part of the Seudah. Once a person already eats part of the Seudah, then and he eats the rest of the Seudah somewhere else, that's not a problem. That's not a problem. But they wanted the Kiddush should be B'mokim Suda. The Alter Rebbe's reason that he brings is also from Poiskim, that the pasuk says v'karos l'Shabbos. The Novi said v'karos l'Shabbos anik. Then v'karos l'Shabbos means you should make Kiddush. You should declare as a Shabbos. And where do you declare as a Shabbos? B'mokim oinig, which is b'mokim asauda. I feel b'bayis echod mecheder l'cheder shekiddush b'cheder echad al das lechel b'cheder zeh ba'ach kech nimel lechel b'bayis acher b'cheder acher. I'm sorry. Yeah. If a person decided he's going to eat in the cheder acher, b'chem b'bayis l'aliyah, m'ali l'bayis, and he changed his mind. So the class of Kaddish to make again Kiddush. When he changed his mind, when he made Kiddush, it was bedayt to eat in the other cheder. He beferish at the das, he eat in the other cheder. Ain't so the class of Kaddish. He doesn't to make again Kiddush. It's in one house. Came a bias laliyah. If it went from downstairs to upstairs, and the bias. So as long as he had in mind, it's beseder. Really shouldn't do it because there are those that are choyluk on this.
Even in the same house, the same up and down.
Yeah.
Stay in the same place.
Yeah. Who are the cholkim? So we learned the cholkim last week. It's the Ran. You see in the footnote Yud here, it means the Ran. The Ran has a few tainas. The Ran says that this is a Kiddush, that you're allowed to have das, is a Kiddush from the Yerushalmi. And he says the Bavli never mentions it. And the Bavli is pretty clear that if you go, I mean, he says a poshta of a poshet. The guy who's making Kiddush in the shul, the Chazan Knesset, he knows he's not going to eat here, and he knows he's going to eat at home. And still it's mashma from the Gemara and Bavli. It's in the shtelfim. But every week, he knows what's happening. No, I'm saying he's making it for the guest. I'm saying he knew.
Oh, he knows he's not going to eat.
He knows he's not going to. He knows he's eating at home. So if das helps, it's like he had das. He made Kiddush here, but he had the das. He's going to eat with his wife 10 blocks away. Shemami no, the das doesn't help. So some of the places can say, okay, the Yerushalmi holds that das always helps. But according to the Bavli, we could say a chiddush that the das only helps mecheder l'cheder b'bayis echad, or b'bayis l'aliyah, like you said. But the Ran doesn't hold to that. So even the Shulchan Aruch says that das
Go to the door is never help you.
Never help you. So we say like you should try to be choshesh for the Ran, even though the Shulchan Aruch of Yosef Cairo is not choshesh for the Ran. The Alter Rebbe holds it should be choshesh for the Ran. There's a whole lot of Bekiva Ege because the Bogan room says to be choshesh the Ran. The Bekiva Ege says no, it's not mashma from the Lashon Shulchan Aruch. The whole diuk. But then says nishnageh what the Shulchan Aruch. The later person could have felt okay, whatever, but the Ran was an important issue, and is a strong taina. The Bavli never mentioned that das helps. So l'chatchila you shouldn't go mecheder l'cheder. Avol. It's interesting because in Reisha and Aleph, and I'm saying Kufa and Aleph.
Chelik Aleph.
Yeah, Chelik Aleph. Yeah. Thank you very much. The Alter Rebbe talks about going. We learned in the summer we were learning about brocha going b'mokim lazman. It was a very big deal for us in the summer. This was in the summer we learned Siman Tes, Perek Tes in that. So it's interesting if you look in the Alter Rebbe in Siman Kufa and Ches and also in Perek Tes.
You're not talking about Kiddush, just about
Over there by brocha, he says. Havim et chiluk sheberech b'cheder zeh hoi b'dayta l'shanas makam b'cheder l'cheder b'emtza achil osoi. Afil oichel b'cheder shenem achil achir b'chosar b'echaz rishon. Ein tzarech la'azel l'varech. Yeah. And he doesn't say over there that l'chatchili shouldn't do it. So even though we hold, like the Alter Rebbe holds like Tosfos, that l'gabe brocha and Kiddush is the same thing, but it's only the rules are the same, but the lumdus is very different. This is what I was saying yesterday. that the Mishnah Berurah for some reason confused, and he thought that just like Gabi Bracha has to do Hesach Hadas, same thing with Gabi Kiddush as a Hesach Hadas. Doesn't make sense. It's not true. By Bracha,
he made occasion in purpose to eat.
By Bracha, what's the reason why? Or why, if you went Mecheder Lecheder, you lost your Bracha? Because you ate here. This time you had in mind you're going to eat here. Yeah, a little bit of seltzer. And
You finish it.
You finished. You walked out, Masir Das. You're not planning to drink more.
Right.
But if your Fedish said when you made Shahakal that you're going to drink a little seltzer in this room and a little seltzer in that room. Oh,
You said, put a sign.
Put the sign.
We're eating everywhere.
We eat everywhere. We eat everything we eat. We graze and we eat. Embaya. But Lagabi Kiddush, that's a different thing. Chazal said there has to be Karosel Shabbos Einik. The Einik has to be in this place. But I said, Chazal said, but I say different. Chazal said, but I say different. So you have to say that the das doesn't work because I'm not Mashiach das. It works because it's Ki'ilu became the same mokum. So for this, the Ram says, who told you? The Yishalmi says that. Like Gabi Kiddush and Sukkot when you get, but the Bavli never says it. It's not true. So the Alter Rebbe says that Gabi Kiddush should be choshish for the Ram. But the Ram was never talking about Gabi Brocha, even though the din of Brocha and Kiddush are the same. It's a different lomdas. The Gabi Seltzer, no problem. If you say Befedish, I may make shock.
Two different things.
Both
is two different things.
It's a different thing. Even though we say both Mebayis Lebayis is not going to help Das, and Mecheder Lecheder is going to help Das, but it's a different in Gansan and Andazach. When I say I'm going to drink seltzer in the other room, I'm not Masir Das, I'm saying Befedish, I'm going to drink a little bit seltzer here and a little bit seltzer there. Why should they not have a problem with that? Embaya. But Lagabi Kiddush, the Chazal said that the Korosel Shabbos Oinig has to be here. And so that answer doesn't make sense. So we say it does make sense. Why? Let's say alumnus. When you had a das that you're gonna make Kiddush here and eat there, it's as if this place and that place became the same market. Okay, but the Ran doesn't like that. And the Ran is a choshev edishin. So lachatchila you shouldn't do it. Well, the Gabi Brochet Al Terebe never says lachatchila you shouldn't do it. That's what I'm saying.
Actually, in Brochas you see by Chatzan actually they put in bread they wash.
Yeah, that's another thing. That's not such a
Or
terrible.
and also.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Okay, that's one yisoid. Another thing is, I was thinking, what happens if a person lives in an apartment building?
By Sukkot?
No, I'm saying stam. Yeah. When we say mebayis lebayis, what does bayis lebayis mean?
Aliyah, second floor, first floor.
Yeah, we say if you have bedas, it works. Only mecheder lecheder, mebayis laliyah. Mebayis lebayis, having das doesn't help. And what happens if I live?
A building is not in Bas It's the same building.
Why not?
Then I'm asking. I don't.
Somebody
Different houses.
floor and went down to the first floor. It's the same building.
I think it. I agree with you. I think I agree with you.
It's the same building, same bite.
Because it's tachas gagechet. But no, that you could say.
Yeah, but
it's a different bias.
It's a different bias. It's bias levias.
It's a different header in the building.
I don't know. I'm thinking. I'm wondering. I don't have an answer.
Back then, they didn't have the.
They didn't have apartment buildings back then.
Let's call a bite.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, them apartment buildings.
No. It's the Alter Rebbe Shechnorach. Page Reish Mem Zayin. Ramaz. Remes. Agrois Remes. So, okay.
בכל מקום.
בכל מקום. בש"ס החילוס השם יוכלו לידס משם es מקום משקידש בוי. If but in the place of Achila, he could see the makam of the Kiddush. Feel derech aloin. I feel a mixtus mekayma, even if it is a little bit. Yesha, even if she's in a Kiddush makam sug. Some say that's called Kiddush makam suga. Sheshne makam is like makam echel in Kiddush. Kamosha makam echel in Tzidut lazima. Just like if you have two groups that are eating, and a mixtus elu roim elu. But you say they can make one zim, they're considered like the same makam. So same thing here. Lagabi Kiddush and Seudah, it's considered the same mokum. Ishlismach al devreim b'shas hadechak.
Page ratio class?
Ramaz, Remez, Remez.
The page.
Yeah, the page is a Remez. It means that that if you have no choice, you already went there. You shouldn't go there. But it's but when you say this one, it's a more stronger lotion. At the beginning, the Alter Rebbe said, "L'chatchila toiv shaloi la'asas kain." If to notice, a lot of times the Alter Rebbe has very different lashonis. Right. In the third line from Muktab, first of all, it's Sagrain. The Hainu, it's Achidus, you want to think about it, maybe, yeah. Over here, it's not Sagrain. Second of all, over there, it says, Lechatchila Toiv. You're a good boy.
People in two different houses, but they can see each other from the window. They can make a zimun together, a volcano or whatever.
Yeah. If it makes this Elo, it's wild, yeah. If Miktas Elo, Reimas Elo, it's considered one market.
They're making a zimun.
Yeah.
No, it's
The people,
but one sitting in here, one
and
sitting
No,
two groups.
not two houses.
No, it's mashma
Two
even if it's two
houses.
houses, but there's a window and miktas
Yeah.
elu roimas elu. That's what there. Yeah, that's what he says.
אפילו דרך חלון.
In Kuf Tzaddik Hey. Yeah,
No,
yeah.
I thought he's talking about the same house. It's so big that you know.
No.
אם אפשר יכול להיות שם את מקום, אפילו דרך חלון, ואפילו מקצת מקומה.
Yeah.
Not even the whole place.
Yeah, that's a kiddush.
יש עומר שזה כאילו בסדר, ואפשר לצרף לזימון.
Yeah. And that's what the Alter Rebbe says. And it's in Kuf Tzaddik Hey. Shnei chabura she'ochlim b'payis echad. Oh, yeah, afilu b'shnei botim.
Oh, shnei buttons.
Afilu shnei botim.
Here it doesn't say.
Im miktsosum roim elu se'elu mitzarfim lim zimun. Im lav em mitzarfim. But he says there's only one time. If there's derech harabim mafsekas beinayim, then it's not going to help that they should be roya. But as long as it's not derech harabim mafsekas beinayim, it's not a problem.
Even sukkahs, like you have two sukkahs next to each other.
That's what I was saying yesterday. That if a person has a sink in his house and the sukkah is in the backyard, probably that's considered a chotzet. It's not attached. Some people have the sukkah attached to the house. That would be mecheda lecheda. So mecheda lecheda, you shouldn't rely on das, but my sink is there. But if it's in the backyard, it's not going to help to have das. So, but only it'll help if you could see. But the seeing is only going to help if there isn't a derech reshus harabim in between. Most people, there's no derech harabim in between. As long as you could see from the sukkah the sink, and from the sink the sukkah. Some people they have from the kitchen is in the back of their house. Today, a lot of the time, the style is to have like a kitchen in the back of the house, and from the kitchen is already this, like sliding doors or big doors, glass doors going out to the backyard. And the sukkah is in the backyard.
What's his name? From Working College.
Yeah, no, but that is already more. That's already mecheda lecheda. Because it's mamish attached.
It's only a glass window,
right?
That they go into the city.
Right. But see, it's both miles. First of all, it's attached. Second of all, you could see through the. So if you could see, no embaya, there's no problem. If you could see, okay. Okay. Weiter. Siv Gimel. Mepina b'bayis echad. Kiddush b'zavazul. That's lechel kan. V'achek nemach lech b'zavaz acheres. A person went mepina lepina. It's funny. The Alter Rebbe starts off with pina lepina, and then he says shekiddush b'zavazul. That's lechel kan. V'achek nemach lech b'zavaz acheres b'oisei bayis. Yes, Pinazov is the same thing. The reason I'm saying it because there's a shtickle Mishnah Brura. I don't think we'll get to it. It's very complicated. He has a whole pilpul in the Rambam. Once the Rambam says Pina, and one he says Zovis, and Pina is not Zovis, and Zovis is not Pina. But I think if you look in the Hebrew thesaurus, it's the same thing. It macht a größer pilpul. The Pina is not Zovis, and Zovis is not Pina. But I'm noticing now when I'm learning the Alter Rebbe, that Pina and Zovis is the same thing. The Alter says, "Mipina lepina lebayis
Same
echad." Shekinish bezav bezu al das lechel kam bak klim lechel.
word.
Zavis acheres. So zavis and pina means the same thing. Bayis eched. Bayis abayis bayis eched. Afilu trakon godlen tzarich lachzor lekadosh. Shkol ached nechshav mokem echad. The whole ched is considered one mokem. Kamakom lechatchila tov shelalasas kain. Lechatchila it's good not to go from one side of Trakon to the other. Shesh chelkim. There's some that why? Because they have the Gidus and the Gemara that you shouldn't even go mepina lepina, and the Ran has a pshat that in that Gidus it means Itaka not allowed to go mepina lepina. Itaka not allowed to go mepina lepina. Now, what does it mean that place? So when we learned the last week, someone asked, "What does it mean, Mamish, that place? Am I allowed to take my chair and move it 1 inch?"
Like a palace.
I understand, but how far? What's the get? Say at least Dalad Amas is considered one mokum. I said the din is that Dalad Mekoyim Shalodim is that Dalad Amas, and Dalad Amas means more than Dalad Amas because you make it like round, so it's like 5 1/3, which is about 10 feet. So I'd say like 10 feet, 10 feet to 10 feet, which is a pretty big space. Like from there to here is like 10 feet.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Well, somebody's sitting in the
exactly.
corner, and then he
move over. The shine is good. Exactly. Come on. Pina Lapina means he went at least more than Daladamas. But if you move your chair from here to here or here, it's the same. It's the same Pina.
This could happen over here in the Shabbat, with the Kiddush.
Right.
So people sit in the corner, and then they're going to go to.
But that's only once you already ate a kazayis for sure. Embaya, because the problem is only between Kiddush and the first kazayis you eat. And the problem is only between Kiddush and the first kazayis. Once you eat a kazayis, once you eat a kazayis of cake, okay, you're good.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Also here you could notice sometimes Al Rebbe says lachatchila tov shaloi lasas kain, and sometimes yeah. Okay, siv dal sukkah shubatei chabayis sukkah that's in the house. Half a bisham achitza sukkah mafsikois bein chalala sukkah lachalala bayis. Even though there's walls between the sukkah and the house, it's not a cheder b'fnei atzmai. These mechitzas are not made to use l'shem mitzvah sukkah. It's only made for the mitzvah sukkah. You make kiddush in the house and then you decide to eat in the sukkah or the other way around. It doesn't have to make again kiddush. It's like a pina lapina. But if there is really walls, even though the Pesach is that's like the main sukkah smuch labayis, ela avir achotze mafsik benem, harezek mebayis labayis. Oh, mebayis lachotze, then it's like bayis lachotze. There's 3 levels of how a sukkah can be. Could be that it's mamish like over here. Say this over here would be the skylight house. So that, and we made, and because it's a big room, so I made walls around there. So those walls are nothing. I only put it up for the mitzvah of sukkah. Those walls don't exist. Then it is, I have a sukkah in my backyard, but it's attached to my house, like Moshe Reichik, so then that's called meched l'ched. But if I have it in my backyard or my driveway, that's
far away.
Yeah. So that's called mebayis l'chotza chotza l'bayis. That's called mebayis l'chotza chotza l'bayis. Okay. Okay. Sorry, Kiddush Alter. Acher Kiddush. The Rebbe says this thing that you need to have Kiddush b'makom Seudah is not only b'makom, it's also a din zman. It's not only a din of makom. Like I said yesterday in the Shiur, every bar mitzvah bachon Lubavitch says the Maimer and the bar mitzvah. Zman u'mokim zayin doch mechudoshim. The Eibishter created Zman u'mokim. The Eibishter created Zman, and the Eibishter created mokim. There's a little relationship between Zman and mokim. Like when you learn Kochim, we learned before Taharis, Machshavas Pigel, Machshavas.
That's what the name is this.
Oh, is it?
It's being.
Yeah, the wrong machshava and zman and mokim. Basically, it's the wrong machshava and zman and wrong machshava and mokim.
Yeah.
It just the zman is a little worse. It's pickle. Mokim, it's not so bad. It's apostle. The difference is the punishment.
Read it outside. Read it inside.
Yeah. Right. So we see the relationship of zman and mokim. And a lot of times in halacha, you end up having a relationship between zman and mokim because if you think about it, Chassidus really say zman plus mokim equals olam hazeh. What's the get of olam hazeh?
That's the proof that he's
Yeah. What does it mean olam hazeh? Zman plus makim equals olam hazeh. If you lose zman, you lose makim, you're not olam hazeh anymore. Zman plus makim is olam hazeh. Sorry, makim kiddush la'alter. You have to eat immediately. You have to make a moitzi right after kiddush. If he didn't make a moitzi until a long time later, it wasn't yotzei kiddush. It was just
a long time.
Oh. So last week when I said the shit, I looked in about Avram Chaim Noam.
It said 9 minutes.
He said, 3 to 9 minutes.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Everybody goes over that. So.
But I think he's wrong. And Libi Oimerly that when he says La'alter, he doesn't mean smamish 3 to 9 minutes. Whatever is within reason. But I'm not sure. Whatever. He says 3 to 9 minutes. Either way, you ruined it. Either way, you ruined it. Then it says here. I mean, the Alter Rebbe says, "Ein chilik v'zman kotzer." Even if zman kotzer is going to ruin it. So he says, "Zman kotzer." Zman kotzer is going to ruin it. So it has to be less than zman kotzer. So the Avram Chaim Noah is saying, "What's a zman l'gabe achila that's a zman kotzer, less than zman kotzer?" Because talking the achilas pras is like it's all considered one achila. More, just like with mokim, I think it makes sense to say mokim is dal dal. But zman could be less than achilas pras, or 3 to 9 minutes. It's not the worst shot in the world. Medvar mamurim shmetchilik shkid shle bedayte lechel miyat. Amalim oya bedayte lechel miyat. You had to mind to eat miyat. Elach she'edo oines shloich lechel zman. Something happened on oines. Didn't need to yotze b'chibosim. It was yotze. I give you a simple oines. Simple oines. Someone asked this thing, what's oines? Made kiddush. And there's 25 orch. Meshash Hasheva brachas. There's 50 people in the room. 60 people in the room. Everyone takes 60 seconds to wash. So with 50 people in the room, or whatever, maybe there's 2 sinks. It takes 20 minutes. Bis lamazang the chosen, the große chosen, a große chosen chala, and everyone's waiting for the chosen to make amoitzi. From the first person washing until 12 minutes maybe. Yeah. Okay. So that was an oinus. It's not whatever. It just takes time till everyone can wash their hands, right?
I thought that's all right. When I made kiddush and I got a phone.
Yeah. Okay. Because it was an onus. He doesn't have to make again Kiddush as long as he eats in the same room. As long as he didn't walk out of this room. Until he eats. And he walked out. And then he came back in. Just to make Kiddush again. Okay. If he had a bad mind, he had in mind a bad thing. He said, I'm making Kiddush, I'm going to eat in an hour. Even he had 2 things bad in mind. He had in mind he's going to eat in an hour, And he also had in mind he's going to eat in the other house in an hour. When he had the Kiddush, and he ate right away the Mokum Kiddush, and Kaddish. Doesn't have to make Kiddush. In other words, you shouldn't think this Kila Machshavas Pigul, Machshavas Postel. He thought all the wrong things. He made Kiddush, al das. He's going to eat in the neighbor's house in an hour. Alle schlechte Sachen. He ate Bossa B'cholavakum. He did everything wrong. Okay. But the poil, then they said to him, hey, listen, Rabbi, you got to eat here in this house. Take it from Yad Mamish. Okay, fine. He washed right away. He made a mitzvah. It's okay, fine. You don't say it's apostle Kiddush. It's not apostle Kiddush. It's a psul in the achila. The achila has to be the mokum Kiddush. But the Kiddush is a kosher Kiddush. As long as later he did the right thing. He ate it b'soiches man kotze. He ate la'alte. And he ate ba'oisei bayis. It's not a ba'oisei say that everything is good.
So sometimes people go upstairs to make Kiddush with them. So the task they down here.
Say that. That's chedel b'bayis. The big thing that we spoke about yesterday, and now we're learning in Innovatic, because we could, like, what we were talking about yesterday is that the Mishnah Berurah brings that there's a machlokes a person made Kiddush, and he walked out of the room, and then he came back for a moitzi. Like Bisman Hazeh, that's what we spoke about yesterday, that most people that sing are not in the dining room. So he made Kiddush in the dining room, and then he went to the kitchen to wash, and came back. If you could see mixes a little bit, well, it's not a problem. Sometimes you can't see. So what are you supposed to do? So the Magen Avram says, "Ushali yotzim makom zenish kiddush" at the top two lines. So Mashma, the Magen Avram, which is a very important posik, says that if you walk out of the room, you come back in, you lost your kiddush. And the Chai Odom brings it, and the Derech HaChaim brings it, and the Alter Rebbe brings it. Another posik can bring it. So the Mishnah Berurah tried to make a tried to say Azoy. That's what we were talking about yesterday. The guy is already a bad boy. He made Kiddush and he waited an hour between Kiddush and Amoitzi. Now he brought me a note, an excuse note. There was an oinus. Okay, excuse him. You don't have to make Kiddush again. But now he was a double bad boy. He also walked out. Okay, I have no more patience for you. That's it. You get punished. You get make Kiddush again. That's the way Mishnah Berurah learned it. I don't like that pshat because for 100 reasons, like I explained yesterday, it's the Machlal doesn't add up. It doesn't add up. Listen, if an oinus is an excuse, it's an excuse, and if you walk out and in, it's not a bad thing because you came back, and it's good. It's a funny, it's a funny thing, and. Bichlal, his whole svara, I think, is off. He's saying that even though the poskim say bracha and kiddush is the same, so like by bracha, if you made a bracha shak to walk in the other room and come back, you lost your bracha tak. He said, but kiddush is different. Why? Because for sure I wasn't masiyach das. I'm planning to come back. So, like I said yesterday, if it was tolin es chadas, then also in the other room I should be able to eat. But Funny thing is that Taker Avram Chaim Noah brings this Mishnah Berurah. He brings the Mishnah Berurah, and he says the maybe Mishnah Berurah is right. I disagree. I think it's not the right shot now today. Now today, man, if you walk out of the room, you lost your kiddush. But then he says, but wait a minute. Avram Chaim Noah says, hey, wait a minute. He says that's only by night, but by day. Anyway, what's the thing? If you're going to walk out of the room and come back, say again. Anyway, if you go mecheder and you didn't have das, you're supposed to make. If you go mecheder
why is the chiluk between the night and day?
because by night, if he's going to make kiddush again, who asks you to make kiddush? The other shit that says that the kiddush is a good kiddush. But by day, all you're going to say again is boire priagof. And lachol is if you go mecheder b'bayis echad and you didn't have das,
It's just one bocha.
so you lost. Yes, it's one bracha. It's not a big deal. So how come the Mishnah Berurah himself didn't chap? The Avram Chaim knows like Yerech. So my answer is Pasha. Anyone that learned the Mishnah Berurah knows in Simon Kufa Eches, the Mishnah Berurah said the limits chus. He said that he sees that people go and they don't make a bracha again. He says, I don't understand why. He had a whole funny pshat in the sugya, Fadreit the Rif and Fadreit the Rambam, Nish with the Beis Yosef, paskin against the Shulchan Aruch. He said, even if you go Machedel Lachedel Bayis Echad, you didn't lose your brach. The Alter Rebbe doesn't hold that way. The Mishnah Berurah Lishitos, so he holds also Lagabe a regular shahakol, that if you went Machedel Lachedel Bayis Echad,
Make a bracha again, Shaka.
no, he doesn't. The Mishnah Berurah holds not. The Alter Rebbe holds if he didn't have the das, yeah. The Alter Rebbe holds
Well,
if
that's why he said, in my house you eat everywhere.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah.
They should make bracha whatever.
So
No.
no, 1 second.
You should. What's your rush?
Yeah, we need yeah. Mishka five. We need 3.
Want to ask you any with this key? Please.
So Demis is mitzad the Mishnah Berurah. The way the Mishnah Berurah is thinking, but he's thinking. Listen, what's the difference by night and by day? Also, if you go mecheder lacheder, you don't lose the bracha. But in the Alter Rebbe, anyway, in the Alter Rebbe, I don't think it's true. The Alter Rebbe holds that if you go out of the room, you lost your kiddush. You lost your kiddush, geendigt. So therefore, Demis is. If you ask the Mishnah Berurah, it could be a limit. Someone asked last night that people go from the sukkah and they go into the house to wash, and maybe they don't have a window and they can't see the sukkah. So what? They're not
Doesn't make Kiddush again.
Doesn't make Kiddush again. So last night I wasn't in the mood of giving a limit schos. I said there's no limit schos. Demis says there is a shtickle limit schos. If you learn like the Mishnah Berurah, there is a limit schos, because you could say that maybe the Mishnah Berurah holds that also mebayis labayis. If you went and you came back,
It's like if you never moved.
it's as if you never left to begin with. So therefore, if you learn taka like the Mishnah Berurah, there's a limit schus for the Eden.
And here you're going actually on that lahzor.
Yeah, but if you learn the way I'm learning in the Alter Rebbe, that the Alter Rebbe says that you're not allowed to go. If you go, you lost your bracha, gendik. And that's the way it seems to me that the Alter Rebbe holds. That v'uchelo yotzim amakom zemish kiddush at sheyochel. Avlim yotzim in time tzarich lazel kaddish.
On that Rebbe that's thinking in sukkah. He didn't went out.
No, yeah, maybe it didn't go out. Listen, first of all, the Alter Rebbe, we don't know the Alter Rebbe sukkah. The Rebbe had a sink in a sukkah.
Right.
The Rebbe had a sink in his sukkah.
Sure.
So the Rebbe, the Metzius was that the Rebbe had a sink in a sukkah.
In the same room.
Imamish in the room. The Rebbe had a sink in the sukkah. And even later when they had it in Rabbi Groner's office, they had a sink in the room. The Rebbe Taka had a sink in the sukkah. So could be.
But Lamais is the whole world.
The whole world, like this guy
going out from the sukkah.
going out of the sukkah to the house, and they're going to wash in the house.
And
they don't see.
Right.
So if
And
you
they
learn
don't
like
make
the
a
Mishnah
Kiddush
Berurah, you have a limit schus. If you learn like the Mishnah Berurah, you have a limit schus. There's a shittek. Knesset Gdol holds that way. But I think it's cute. It's a limit schus. It's nice. There is a shittek. But the Emes, the Magen Avraham holds that you're not that you lost your kiddush, and the Alter Rebbe is quoting the Magen Avraham, and the Chai Adam and the v'chulu everyone. So I think that's taka. It's a serious thing. It's taka serious thing. What's the takana? I have a simple takana. What I said yesterday, that before they leave the sukkah, everyone should drink a reviyas yain. Anyway, Yom Tov is a chagut zachem, so drink a reviyas yain.
Yeah, you have to.
Anyway, daf drink a reviyas yain. So let everyone drink a reviyas yain, an extra lachaim, and start off the meal with a little more simcha. And
then go wash.
That's my takana. That's for sure good. Also in Masa, that's a good eitzah. Okay, so that would be the best
This
eitzah.
one is very little, so it's no.
Yeah, 3 ounces.
Yeah,
3 ounces, not a big deal.
Right.
What's the big deal to drink 3 ounces of wine? It's not that expensive wine these days. You don't have to buy expensive wine. It's not shkanaf kamina like every din if it's a $50 bottle or $5 bottle of wine.
Well, interesting. The Maisi, you see the whole world act like that. That
Yeah.
they make Kiddush in the sukkah and go wash in the house, even if you have to go from different chotzer, different house.
Nobody knows that. Look.
Because
You
people,
can live your whole life.
yeah,
That's cough inside you.
yeah. Like I said, my Zayda, I met my wife I was telling her today about what the sheet is going to be about. So she says, remember when we bought the house, the Zaydi said you should put a sink in the dining room? I said, I don't remember how. I put it there because it was not that expensive because the plumbing was in the back of the kitchen. She says, yeah, that's what Zaydi said. Zaydi said you have to put a sink in the dining room. So, okay, I don't remember that. But I do remember when my Zayda by Shabbos meals, he used to bring a fort. He wasn't shaykh in his house to put plumbing in the dining room. Whatever. It's just memory.
So you used to wash.
He used to bring a shissel, and like before Kiddush, he used to bring a shissel
and wash Mamoitzi over there.
and wash a moitzi right there. Yeah.
Just because of shash that.
Because even though the Alter Rebbe says "Meched l'ched b'das,"
it's
you don't lose. But the Alter Rebbe says "L'chatchila toiv," you shouldn't go "Meched l'ched." And even though the Mishnah Berurah says if you come back, it's nicht gefährlich, but even though Mishnah Berurah is maskim, but there's poskim that disagree with him. There's Nachal Svi, there's Wangavram, whatever. So he also says l'chatchila not. You shouldn't do it. So my Zed attack my Zed used to bring a negelwasser shissel.
Wow.
With a quart with water. He used to put it right next to
him.
Yeah. And after Kiddush, he used to wash right there. The Malcolm Kiddush. He had a towel, he had it all prepared.
Well, only he did, not the guest.
No, yeah. Not gonna make everyone crazy.
I'm from crazy, that's not make you crazy.
Yeah.
It's not crazy, it's a chumrah. Because the lotion of the altar, it's chumrah.
Yeah.
When we say about sukkah, we just heard a story that in Manhattan somebody wanted to build a sukkah in the roof. She asked the landlord, give him permission to build the sukkah in the roof. He says, no. You wanna this? You have to rent the place. He said, only I need like 6 feet by 6 feet. I don't need the whole roof, the building. No, you wanna rent it forever? So I need it only for 1 week. No, I don't rent for 1 week. If you want, you could have to take it the whole month. Back and forth. Finally, he said, okay, give me $700. He said, fine. I want to make the mitzvah of this. He said, no, we have to make a contract. I'm waiting here from this day to this day. Everything I want to do legal. He said, fine. He did this. So he went upstairs and started cleaning up the garbage from the roof. And he found a bag full with diamonds. A couple of years ago, they stole a lot of diamonds. And for some reason, he landed on the roof of this place. So he became a billionaire. He was so happy. He wanted to make the mitzvah. And, So then I said, it's mine. It's not yours. He said, no. We signed a contract, and the contract says when I rent the house, whatever inside, it's mine.
Wow.
That's like a yin.
No, you want to make a mitzvah? You willing to pay for it? The Abishah will pay.
Wow. Unbelievable story. Unbelievable story.
This is for me,
Yeah.
Wow. Unbelievable story.
We need one. So maybe you could come over. Thank you.
Show me, you could be two. We need only one.
Since we're waiting already for one person to come, the German Jews that Rebbe used to bring, that the German Jews used to say that you should be Yehudi bevesecha v'odem betzeisecha. It should be a Jew at home, but the outside should be a mensch v'menschen. Oh,
Here we go.
Okay, let's go. Let's talk.
No, I want to hear the story.
Oh, okay. So
the
the Rebbe criticized it. So they never criticized it. They never said Ayid is the Ayid, Ayid is Ayid, wherever,
No matter where you are.
wherever you are. So why am I talking about it over here? Because when we started the sugi, I said this word. What does it mean, Kiddush Makom? So the Chazal were very makpid that there should be, the Kiddush should be in this Makom. Like I said, I don't think like the Mishnah Berurah, like us, Heschadas, not Heschadas. This is the Makom. It has to be in this Makom. Why? Why does it have to be in this Makom? So the Api, the Pshat, is that Chazal said, the Karosel Shabbos Oinig, wherever you declare Shabbos, that's where you have to have the Seudah. The word is, the Kedusha has to be durchgenommen. That the Kedusha is not only in the Beis HaKnesses, in the Beis HaMedrash, the Kedusha is nikir also the way he eats. You see, Taka Seudah Shiur, that the Kedusha of Shabbos was nikir not so much in the Drosha, not so much in the Pilpul. It's given a Tish. Man gepravet a Tish. The Kedusha given nikir in the Kugel. And the Kedusha given nikir in the Kugel.
Yeah, all 10 fingers in the kugel.
I had a good friend, Weiss, from Antwerp. I remember always to tell me they used to go to the Lubavitch Chassidim and they used to go to the Bitzela. I remember he used to tell me how that he had a small oilam. He used to tell me how he said that he used to put his hand, it was piping hot kugel, and he used to put his hand in and he used to take, and he said he never got burnt. He never got burnt.
The people put the cookie on me. I'm not sure that it's so hot. It's almost
They get burned, but they
Unbelievable.
didn't get burned.
it's not easy.
Unbelievable. So who is nicker the kedusha in Shabbos? Not only in the tefillah, it's nicker that Ayid b'shas the achila in bezeh gufa is nicker the kedusha Shabbos. Taka the Alter Rebbe says that Tzemach Tzedek said he had a conversation with the Alter Rebbe right before he passed away, a few hours. That the Alter Rebbe said that the boider also. So he said, but the boider means he's eating and he's taking out the mitzvot kedusha. The Alter Rebbe said Shabbos boider also because it's already all. So he had a whole conversation with the Alter Rebbe. It's in Derech Mitzvah. How is it shaykh? But it's shaykh. Person can be mekadosh himself in Shabbos. That not the pshat. He has a taiva and he's breaking his taiva. He's eating l'shem shemayim. It's in ganzem. The oinig Shabbos is a kedusha dike oinig. It's a different type of oinig. It's a kedusha the machatzila. It's a kedusha dike oinig. So if you eat that way, probably when you put your hand in your kugel, you're not going to get burnt.
Also, the flavor of the food in Shabbos is
Yeah, this is it. The Gemara sagt doch.
oinig shmul.
Okay, shkech everyone that joined us.
Well, thanks for the diamonds.
Okay, Pinchas Zelio.
Yeah.
You should be gesund.
Thank
You
you.
should be
Amen.
kedusha when you eat. You should feel the kedusha.
Amen. Trying every day.
Very good.
See you.